Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is a beautiful Sunday here in Ohio. The weather is 50 degrees. If any of you live in Ohio, you know that the Ohio weather is crazy. Earlier in the week, I think it was about 20 degrees and today it's 50 and I have the front door open and it's beautiful out. It's like a heat wave. And sadly, I believe it's going to be 40 and 50 degrees for the next week, which is nice in my opinion, but that means no snow for Christmas, so go figure. As someone who has lived in Ohio for her entire life, I can't remember the last time that we actually had good snow for Christmas, if anything, other than a dusting, which is sad. Because my niece and nephew always want snow for Christmas, and I don't think they've ever gotten it. They are 11 and 8, so that's sad. Anyway, to the point, today I'm going to make sugar cookies, and these are not the kind of sugar cookies that are like the cakey kind that the kids bake usually and you put icing on. These are more of the sugar cookie that you get in the rolled package from, like, I don't know, Pillsbury or whatever at the store, and you cut them and then you put them in on your baking sheet and cook them that way. These ones I prefer personally. These to me are more of an actual sugar cookie. The other ones are just so cakey. I don't know. I don't really care for them. I do eat them, but I don't typically make them. My niece and nephew do. I wrote down the recipe. I will read it out. This is for one batch. I don't know how many cookies it makes. I will actually link the actual recipe in the description, but I will kind of read it as I go along. I've already measured out all of my flour. I am doubling my recipe, but I will read it to you as it stands for one batch. It calls for 2 3/4 cup of flour. And again, I am doubling it, but I've already added all of my flour over here to what I'm going to use for my dry ingredients. It calls for 1 teaspoon of baking soda, so I'm going to double that. Cute little measuring spoons here. It also does call for baking powder. Yeah, baking powder and baking soda, but I didn't write that measurement down because I'm not actually going to add any to it, because I have self-rising flour, so it already has baking powder in it. So again, I am going to link the actual recipe below in the description for anybody who wants it. I'm just not going to be able to read that to you because I don't have it written down. It calls for salt. I didn't get the measurement for that either. That's sad. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to put a little salt in it. Got my wonderful little plain and boring apron on today. Sadly, I have never used this apron, and I swear I've had it for probably 10 years. That's sad. And every time after I bake, especially baking with flour, it's so messy. And I think to myself, it would be so nice if I had an apron, because I always end up with flour all over my shirt. But silly me, I've had an apron this entire time. And it was easy to find for something that you've had for 10 years in a drawer, and you would think you wouldn't be able to find it, but it was easy to find. I just never searched for it before, I guess. Sorry, I'm just reading here. This is your standard kind of recipe. You know, you put your dry ingredients together, and then you do your butters and your sugar and your vanilla, and you cream it together, and then you kind of slowly incorporate the flour as you go. It calls for a cup of butter, which is 2 sticks, but I'm doubling it. So I'm going to use this whole pack of butter. This is, can't see it. This is salted butter. Again, it does call for unsalted butter, but I don't have unsalted butter. I don't tend to buy unsalted butter. I don't know why. I guess I just don't use it that much. But I've made these cookies several times, and they actually turn out really, really good with regular butter. But again, it does call for unsalted. Sorry, I feel like I got a stuffy nose. So if I sniffle, I apologize. I did leave this out earlier. I usually keep my butter in the fridge, but I laid it out early this morning to get it to room temperature. Oh, looks like so much butter. But I'm doubling it. Ooh, sorry guys. I hope everybody is having a really good start to their holiday. I know for some, the holidays are not an exciting and happy time, so I hope that that's not you. But if it is, I'm very sorry. This Christmas is going to be a little bit different for me and my family as well. Thanksgiving was as well. My grandmother passed this January she passed away. And ever since I was a kid, or ever since I can even remember, we've always had a family event on Christmas Eve where we did like a little gift exchange and we all had dinner and stuff together. And this year, for Thanksgiving, it was different. Now that my grandmother's gone, many of my aunts and stuff wanted to start their own tradition with their own adult children and whatnot. So this Christmas Eve, we're only going to have about half of the people show up compared to normal, which is a little bit sad, but you know, I get it. We've all kind of branched out, I guess. I've had Christmas with my grandmother for many, many years, so this is going to be really different. Calls for 1 cup of white sugar. To measure this out. Try to find a big spoon to measure it out into the bowl here. Can't believe that the year's practically over. It went really fast, I think. But I also feel that hopefully for myself and hopefully for everyone else that this new decade is great and it's better than any other year. Because I feel like the past decade for me has been, I don't know, on and off. I've had some great things happen, don't get me wrong, but it's been a really challenging decade for me. I hope that it hasn't been like that for other people, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping for a new start. These cookies are really delicious. For me, when I bake cookies and things, I have to put them in the freezer after I keep a couple out or I eat a couple, because I will just continuously eat them until they're gone, and that's such a horrible idea. But I'm going to take some of these to Christmas Eve for family, and I'm also going to be giving some to the mailman for Christmas. Does anybody else give stuff to the mailman? Last year I gave him fudge, homemade fudge, but this year he's getting cookies. Yesterday, my mother and I made fudge for her employees at work, and this is like a tradition as well. She makes fudge. She gives them gifts as well, but she always makes homemade fudge. And I believe that those plastic tins, like the disposable type, the square ones, they were pretty decent size. We made 30 of those tins yesterday. So it was about 6 hours of making fudge. But I actually really like doing that with my mom. So it was nice to kind of just, we hang out anyway once a week at least, because we always have lunch together on Sundays. But it's nice to help make the fudge. It's just a really long process. And we only made chocolate and peanut butter, but it is delicious fudge. I guess that's why so many of her staff members request it. The only thing with the holidays that I don't dislike it, but it's just one of those things. It's like Thanksgiving. You prepare and you get excited about it. And what Thanksgiving literally, unless you're going to multiple family members' houses, or, you're going to in-laws, or, I don't know, multiple different things, it's literally something that you prep for and you get excited for, and it lasts like an hour and then it's over. And I kind of feel like Christmas is kind of the same way. Like, you get really excited about it and it just kind of like goes really quick. Plus, this year, my niece and nephew, they're obviously getting older, and my nephew's 11, and he really didn't ask for too much for Christmas, which it's just not as much fun. My mom's like a little bit, not depressed, but a little bit bummed because, before my niece, she's 8, she always wanted like just little things that she got super excited about, even the craziest little things. And now she's like, oh, I want an iPad, or my nephew's like, I just want PlayStation stuff. And my mom's like, I didn't get to go like buy really cute, fun toys that they'll get excited about. It's like not fun for my mom at all this year. But that's what happens. It calls for 1 egg. I'm using 2. I'm going to add 1. I do recommend that you not break your eggs in here like I just did, because normally 95% of the time I don't get a shell in there, surprisingly. But I just did, but it was easy to get out. So you probably shouldn't do it this way, but that's how I roll. I don't want to dirty a dish to do this. Sorry, I have the radio on in the back. Actually, I have Pandora on my TV. Before I started making videos, I always listened to music when I cooked or baked. Or I would watch YouTube videos to pass the time. But now that I make videos, I still like to have the music playing in the background. That, or I usually have like, I don't know, Mama's Family or Golden Girls or something on. You need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I'm going to double it. And I think I read in the recipe that the brown sugar helps it to flatten out and spread a little bit more evenly when it cooks. I'm not really sure. But it does call for brown sugar. It did say that you didn't have to add the brown sugar, but they just wouldn't spread as nicely. And last time I made these, I got more cookies out of it than it told me, because I made them a bit smaller. And I did that for a reason, because if I'm going to sit and eat 3 cookies, it's better that I sit and eat 3 small cookies than 3 large ones. So I did that for myself, but I'm not going to eat too many of these ones, so I might make them a little bit bigger this time. You need 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I just have Watkins vanilla here. I don't know if I just put 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, if I just put 4. I think I only put 2. I don't know. You can't talk and do things at the same time, apparently. I'm going to go back in for 2 more. I might regret this. I should rewind my video and look, but I'm going to wing it. I can't do 2 things at one time. I'm making that very clear. I think we're good, though. We'll find out. Who knows, right? We'll wing it. Okay, the vanilla. I know I didn't put any of that in yet. I actually have some homemade vanilla that someone gave me last weekend, but I haven't used it yet because I was trying to finish this Watkins off first. But I was super excited. I've never been so excited about crazy gifts before. But it's made with vodka and vanilla bean. And I've never actually made my own. And they put it in this cute little container. And actually it was not meant to be given to me. But it was sitting on the counter. And I'm like, oh my God, what are those? Those are so cute. And she's like, it's homemade vanilla. Do you want one? And I'm like, no, you can give it to somebody else. I mean, I didn't anticipate she was ever giving it to me to begin with. But she gave it to me and I was super excited. So I'm excited to use it, but I didn't want to use it yet until I finished my other. I might have to make my own, depending on what it tastes like. She did say it was a really long process, though. She said you have to mix it with the vodka, and you have to leave it in, like, a dark place for, like, 6 months, and then every week you have to, like, shake it up. I don't know. Seems like a lot of effort to just do that rather than buy it, and it probably would cost a little bit more, I would think, but I would imagine you get a tremendous amount of product out of it. Because one, I believe, 8-ounce bottle of Watkins Pure is about $8 or $9, even at Walmart. So it can be expensive just to buy the vanilla. I don't use vanilla every day, so I don't know if it would be worth it for me to make my own or buy it. But if it's really good, then I might have to make some. And I do not own vodka because I don't drink, so I don't even know how much vodka costs. I don't know how much any alcohol costs except for like Crown Royal because my brother-in-law drinks it. But I don't know. It might be worth it. You need 1/4 of a cup of sugar for the rolling, but you could put that like in a bowl to the side. And also, I think I added cinnamon to it last time I made it. It's not called for, and you certainly don't have to add it. But I think I added cinnamon and sugar to some of them, not all of the cookies. And for some reason, last time I think I added little chocolate chips to some of them too, which is not really standard, but I like to mix it up. Plus, I made quite a bit of cookies, so I had a little variety. Okay, now for the mixing together, and this is where it gets really messy, and I wish I had like a splatter guard for my KitchenAid, but I don't. I actually have it in my Amazon wish list cart. I just have not actually purchased it. I think it's like $20. And it's like a really thin piece of plastic because my sister's friend has one where I was last weekend. And it's really kind of flimsy. So I think that it would break pretty easy. For $20, I just think that's a lot. But I'm already making a mess with the flour on one, so it would totally be worth it. There was still a little bit of splatter last time, but it was a lot better. And this is definitely this is the point where you definitely want to scrape it down after a few scoops of flour, because it won't mix completely. At least it doesn't for me. And I don't even know who sees these videos because honestly, I have like 5 subscribers and I don't even know who you are. But if you've watched my videos, thank you, because I never thought I would ever make a YouTube video in my life. I kind of don't mind doing it. I kind of always thought it was weird to talk to a camera when nobody was talking back to me, but to be honest with you, I talk a lot anyways and people don't listen, so what difference does it make, right? But I did have one comment on my last video that I made for the, what were they? My homemade chicken pot pies. So I don't remember your name and I'm sorry, but if you commented and you watched this video, thank you. I appreciate it. Tell your friends, oh, it's so messy. I hate messes. Honestly, I would tell you to do this by hand because it's so messy. The flour is, but honestly, the dough gets kind of hard and thick if you do it by hand. It becomes a little bit more complicated to mix it all up. So a hand mixer or a stand mixer really is the best way to do it. It's just so messy. I can't stand the mess. I see people posting things on Facebook, oh, these beautiful cupcakes, and they're just so beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, mine might taste good, but I guarantee you it doesn't look like that. They just look like blobs sometimes. If you also are using a stand mixer and you're doubling it, I highly recommend 2 batches. Or if you're creative and can do it a different way, more power to you, but this is not ideal. Okay, I'm back. I put 3 tablespoons of white sugar in a bowl. I'll probably need more sugar than that, but I don't want to waste the sugar because once I've contaminated it, I'm not going to put it back in the container, so I'll just add more to the bowl if I need to. I have ground cinnamon here. And I also have my brown sugar. That's a marshmallow. Just in case somebody thinks I have something weird growing in my brown sugar. I'm going to roll a lot of these just in the regular sugar because it is a sugar cookie. So, I mean, cinnamon probably, I don't know, that's probably not standard. I don't really know what's standard. But you can get creative. You could add sprinkles to the top. I saw some of the Pinterest comments and some of the pictures that they had posted, and they had sprinkles and all kinds of fun things on it. You could even add pumpkin spice mix if you wanted. I don't know, just whatever you want. They're your cookies. But I don't know. I'm going to make it about, I don't even know what size that is. It's a decent size. It's a hefty little size cookie, in my opinion. I'm going to roll it in the sugar, and I'm going to leave them on the sheet in ball form. And like I said, my oven is preheated to 350. It would be really nice if you had a like a ice cream / cookie scoop, but I have one, but it's more muffin size, so it's bigger, so I'm not going to use it. But I actually have on my list to get a smaller cookie sized one at some point. It might make it a little bit easier. I don't think they'd be perfect little balls at that point either, but you know, whatever. As long as it tastes good, I don't really care what it looks like. And my family won't care either, but you know, the mailman might. I don't know. Maybe he's picky. Who knows? In my previous video where I made my cream cheese banana bread, I had made the comment that I had one particular person in mind in my family who I thought would make some kind of snide comment because that's just the type of person they are. And I actually did not go to that family event. I made that that pumpkin bread, or banana bread. I keep saying pumpkin. I made the banana bread with the intent that I was going, and I had woken up the day after I made it. The night before, I believe in the video, my power had flickered a few times. Well, by the time about 7 that evening rolled around, my power went out for good, and it was very windy out. I had lost several shingles off my front porch, and my power was out for about 12 to 13 hours. It was chilly in here. I woke up really grumpy on Thanksgiving morning, and, you know, we weren't even leaving until 12:30-ish. We eat early on Thanksgiving, my family does. So I was like, you know what? I woke up grumpy. I don't feel like going. It was about a 45-minute drive to my cousin's house. So this is the first real Thanksgiving I think that I actually like missed with family. And like I said, since my grandma died, there weren't as many people at this family Thanksgiving as normal, but there were still a lot of people there, and I didn't go. But I also opted not to go because my mom was going to have Thanksgiving for us on that Friday, Black Friday, with just my sister and me and my brother-in-law, niece and nephew, and my stepdad and her. So I still didn't really miss out on turkey, but I didn't end up going because I was grumpy. And I just wasn't feeling it. But back to my story. I'm sorry, I am a rambler. I work from home, so I talk to my dog a lot. So now I'm talking to you. But my aunt, she was really in love with it, according to my mom, because I still sent the bread, even though I didn't go. And there was so much stuff there, and so much food and dessert that only a few people really ate my bread. And there was a decent amount left. I had made 2 loaves, and I gave one, I think, to my stepdad. And my aunt said, well, if nobody's going to take this bread and she doesn't want it back, I'm going to take it home because I really like it. So the person that I thought would comment actually really liked it and took it home. So it didn't go to waste. So I was thankful for that. And I was glad that somebody liked it. And I'm actually going to be making another banana bread for Christmas because my stepdad really likes it. And it's going to be a little bit different. This one has like a glaze on the top and it doesn't have any cream cheese in it. It has sour cream in it, I think. I've made it before as well and my stepdad really liked it. So I don't really know if I'm going to make a video on that because I did technically already make a banana bread recipe. These cookies are a lot bigger. I think I just keep getting bigger and bigger the more I talk. Oh, it's going to make a lot of cookies. You could even sprinkle a little bit of sugar on them again when they come out, but I don't really think they need that much more sugar, to be truthful. It's your preference. I don't really know how much sugar you like, but it's 3 tablespoons of sugar is going. I think it's going to go at least 24 cookies out of it, I think. I don't know. I may be freezing some of these cookies for myself. Maybe I will make a big one at the end and I'll give it to my niece so she can give it to Santa for Christmas. I think my brother-in-law will enjoy that. Somebody's got to eat it, right? Where is everybody else from? Do you have snow? What's the weather like? Like I said earlier this week, it was like, I say like a lot, I'm sorry. I'm sure someone will comment on that. But, it was chilly. It was in the 20s. My friend was here on Monday or Tuesday, and I believe it was about 20 degrees out, and he had shorts on. And I was like, what are you doing? It's really cold out there. And this is from somebody who never wears a coat, even if it's like 10 below. I don't wear a coat. I think coats are so overrated. If you're going to stand outside and do outside work in the winter, I highly recommend a coat, obviously. But I never wear a coat. I think it's stupid. I go from my porch, walk a few feet to my garage, which is not attached to my house. I go in, I get in the car, I go where I'm going, I get out, I go into the store. I cannot drive in the car with my coat on. It's uncomfortable. I feel confined. So I just don't see the point in even wearing a coat. Now, if I were going shopping at an outlet mall, you know what? Scratch that. I still wouldn't wear a coat. I would have on gloves. I might have on a scarf. I may even wear earmuffs. And I will likely have on a shirt, a tank top, and a hoodie. But I will not put a coat on. And I've had friends over the years, they're always like, seriously, you do not own a coat? I'm like, I don't want a coat. I'm not going to wear it. There's no point. And the fact that I work from home means I don't really have to go out when it's cold out unless I absolutely need to, which is a plus. But I don't even think I own a coat. Not a good coat. Okay, when they are completely finished, I will show what they look like. I'll even taste one, because why not? They'll come out of the oven and they'll be warm. But I'm not going to make everyone watch me roll my balls. I don't know, stupid stuff like that makes me laugh. But I'm not going to make everybody watch that. I have quite a bit of dough left. I've already made 24 and I have a lot of dough left. So this could go on for a bit. Like I said, I may make some of them with some cinnamon and sugar. I may make some of them with brown sugar and white sugar and cinnamon. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go until I've actually made them. But I will be back. Pet break. Hi, buddy. Hi, puppy. He's on an old blanket because he pees himself sometimes when he sleeps. He's old. And I don't want him to pee on my couch. I'm almost done, buddy. Little tip. When you take them out of the oven and they're still really hot, I like to take them off of the tray because they continue to cook on the bottom some because the tray is really hot. But you don't even have to put them on the little rack thing, but I just put it on the rack. And I just took the foil off because I did bake these on foil and not on parchment paper or wax paper. But I know some people don't cook on foil. I think it does something to the cookie. I don't know. I've never had a problem with it. But I just removed the entire sheet because when I try to take the cookie off, they tend to break. And because they're super soft, obviously. And when I put them on here, they tend to like fall and break down into the little sides here. And I did ruin one cookie that way. I have two more on a different thing over there. But just a tip. I know it does waste foil because I'm going to reuse this piece of foil once they cool. But I did get another piece of foil out in the meantime. But I also do buy foil sheets. You just pull them out of the thing. I'll show you. I buy them at the Dollar Tree. Just these little aluminum foil sheets. I think you get 20 of them for $1. So I buy the cheap ones. To each their own, but this is how I do it in case anybody else wants to do it. Okay, so I'm back. Excuse me, I have on no makeup. My hair is pulled back. It's Sunday, and I'm not getting all dressed up. But I did want to try my cookie for you. I have the last batch, I think it's the last batch, in the oven. They did take 7 minutes on 350. I'm going to try to find a cookie that is kind of broken because I'm not going to give that one to the mailman. This one fell apart. This one just has regular sugar on it. It's really good. It's really soft and chewy. These are so much better than those cakey floury ones. My sister likes those. I don't. I'm not going to turn down a good cookie, but I don't prefer them. And these other ones, I made about 2 dozen with brown sugar, white sugar, and cinnamon. So I guess it's kind of like a snickerdoodle. They smell like snickerdoodles. I don't really know what ingredients go in a snickerdoodle, but they smell like a snickerdoodle. And these ones just came out, so they're kind of hot. They're really good. So if you happen to make this recipe, please let me know how they turned out. And please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.